Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Ultra Hardware number 43550 storm door lever handle set. And it is comprised of several components, of which I've got them all spread out here on my desk, and we're going to go over that now, if you would like. And then the rest of the video will be based on a review of the installation aspect, door preparation, etc. Door preparation, then installation. So first of all, you are going to get the exterior lever, and this is what it looks like. The 43550 is brass on the outside and white on the inside. The 43552 is brass on the outside and black on the inside. Otherwise, they're identical. So the first thing you'll notice about the interior handle is that, well, it's not handed, but you will get a different look depending on the hand of your door. Okay, and this is for outswing doors only. And there's your lever trim. Here is your lock set, which will attach to the bolt. We'll go over that in a moment. This is your exterior portion of the lock. Your interior latch. That is non-handed, and that is certainly white. Okay. Then your interior thumb turn, so as to lock and unlock the bolt. Okay. You will get two keys for the exterior. You can rotate that. Then you will have a couple of bags of parts. Primarily, you're going to have a bag that's going to have your tail pieces. You're going to have one bag of parts, forgive me. You're going to have you're going to have two bags of parts. One bag for the lower, one bag for the upper. The one bag is going to have, for the lower portion, it's going to feature your spindle, a series of bolts to attach everything. Okay, your upper portion is going to have all the same required items, strike plates, and we're going to go over all those parts in a moment. Okay, so there is a link below this video to the installation instructions. Those also have in them a link to the template as well. It's on page 2, and this is it. Okay, it has some self-adhesive tape, and we're going to go over that in a moment. So looking at the installation instructions, and the rest of this video will discuss how to go about installing this. So step 1. With the door in the closed position, place the template at the desired height on the inside face of the door. So it can go anywhere vertically on the door. You just have to determine where you want that. You're probably going to want to take note of where other locks are located if this is a new installation, from the floor to the center line. But also take note to make sure that you're not going to have any sort of conflict between two doors. So you might want to consider that as well when determining your vertical height. This is going to work with doors that are 7/8 to 1 1/4 thick, so keep that in mind. So you're going to have your template, and along the dashed line here, the vertical dashed line, depending on the hand of your door, you will fold that over. Okay? And the template will go on the door, and this will go up to the edge of your trim, of your door. So on the inside of the door, this door swings out. You're on the inside. Okay? That dashed line is going to bump up to whatever the stop is. Whatever sort of surface that your strike is going to have to contend with is where that will be installed. Okay? So I see these as symmetrical, the template. Turn it over either way. However, this is marked top, so whatever hand of the door you have will be the leg of this that you're going to use. Okay? Now, once this is attached to the door and you have it in the proper place, very carefully mark your holes. I like to use a center punch, maybe even the spring-loaded ratcheting style center punch might be appropriate rather than a hammer and a nail set or something like that. But you'll want to mark your holes, because going to step 2, mark the 6 holes by punching or marking with a pencil. Be very careful if you're going to center punch. Using a 5/16 of an inch drill, drill the 6 holes straight through the face of the door. Okay? What they're wanting you to do is to go all the way through the door. I'm not a fan of doing this. That drill can have a tendency to not be exactly straight. So if you're going to be doing that, you will need to be very careful that you're drilling straight through the door. You have a small amount of margin. Well, you have a lot of margin. You can be slightly off, and if you were to enlarge in your holes, you've got large trim here and on your inside and on the other parts. So is it crucial to get it straight? I don't know if I'd say crucial. Should they be straight? Of course they should be. Can you adjust should you need to? Yeah, you can, because you've got generous portions. Okay. I like starting with a smaller drill bit rather than that 5/16, a little bit smaller to get my hole nice and straight, rather than try to go through all at once with a 5/16 bit. Drill the hole straight through the face of the door. Note, ream out the center hole in each group by inserting drill and rotate with a slight wobbling action to clear hole and allow complete freedom of motion for spindles. So what they're saying is you're drilling 6 holes, 3 up the top, 3 up at the bottom. The middle in each group is going to get the spindle or the tailpiece. They want you to take that drill and work it around like this. I'm tempted just to use, if they want 5/16, I'm tempted just to use a 3/8 drill bit right there and not work the drill bit around like that. Drill bits aren't really meant to work that way. You don't want to catch an edge, tear the material out, etc. I would probably go with a 3/8 drill bit there, but that's what the instructions say. So you've got your door prepped. All the holes are there. Moving on to lever and latch installation, which is the lower portion. Step 1, rotate handle so that it is aligned in figure 1. So you're going to get this aligned however you're going to install it on the door. Okay. Insert the spindle sprocket assembly into the square hole on the underside of the lever assembly. This is the only piece that looks like this. And that's going to go in. Okay. Step 3. Guide this assembly through the bottom 3 holes on the outside face of the door. Step 4. Guide square spindle into the square hole of the inside assembly, which is your latch. Insert the short machine screws through the inside latch into the threaded bosses. These are called bosses. And those are indeed threaded or tapped. Okay. Those screws are these long machine screws, and they'll have a white painted head to them. Do not over tighten. The latch may bind, or because you're going to smash all this hardware together. Plus, you run the risk of destroying the threads in the boss. So don't hand tighten 1/8 of an inch more, and you're done. That's all you need. If you find that it loosens over time, remove the screw. Use some thread lock material that you can get at a home center, and you're in good shape. Optional strike. Install steel strike on jamb to engage the latch bolt on the inside latch. That bag is going to come with a strike. You're probably going to need this, unless, of course, you have some provision on the frame for that. You might have a blade stop, or you might be reusing your existing one. The truth of the matter is, if one is required, one is included. Not only is one included, but there'll be a couple of shims, plastic shims, that you can use to pad that out should you need to. Okay, that's how that would work. Now, moving on to the final part of the installation, deadbolt mounting. Insert the rectangular spindle into key cylinder and exterior deadbolt. Note the position of the spindle. That is going to be this flat piece of metal that's here. And it will go into You're going to want to take note right now. If you want the keys, the teeth on the key to be up, install it that way. It will only go in one way. So determine how you want that. You might want the teeth to be down, whatever the case is. You can install that however you like. Turn it upside down should you need. That tail piece, what they're talking about, this flat rectangular spindle, that's simply going to slide right into here. Okay, and it's lazy. It's called a lazy tail piece because it can move a little bit without actually forcing the rest of the lock to operate. And that's for a specific purpose, which we'll talk about in a moment. Guide this assembly through the top 3 holes in the outside face of the door. Guide spindle into hole in the inside deadbolt. Here. So you're going to need to get all of this connected and put together. You're going to need to make sure that that is in alignment. So you've got enough opening there where you can try to get that twisted when you install it. Just keep note of that and make sure that the orientation is proper on both of these. Okay. At that point, you'll run your screws through. If you were to need to cut that tail piece down, you certainly can do that. However, there are 2 lengths included. There is a shorter one as well. There's 2 of those flat tail pieces included. One is shorter, should you need to. If you had to cut it down, you certainly could. Again, and then once you've got that installed, you'll have your screws that are going to be included. You'll be able to install that. Again, don't over-tighten it. No reason to over-tighten it. You will get a plastic shim should you need to build that out a little bit for the thickness. You will get a strike plate for the deadbolt portion, and then again 2 shims to pad that out should you need to. Okay. All those screws and fasteners are included in that bag. Moving on to step 5, optional. If flat strike is included and required, extend bolt to locked position. Mark outline of bolt where it contacts the jamb, chisel clearance, and install. So, you know, should you need to install that strike, you'll just take margin of where this is and go from there. And install accordingly is the bottom line. My opinion on this Ultra lock is that it's great value for the dollar. If you're looking to replace your lock for whatever reason, you know, for what they charge, I think it's a very good lock. I think it's well made. I would have no reservation about using it, especially when maybe something of higher quality is not available, which might be solid brass components and things of that nature. But I wouldn't have any reservations about using this whatsoever. 2 models. Brass on the inside is the 50, part number 43550. Black on the inside is the 52, part number 43552. Ultra Hardware is a comprehensive manufacturer, importer really, of many things builders hardware related. Things for the home construction, lock sets, cabinet hardware, things of that nature. But they also do commercial hardware, lock sets, door closers, exit devices. If you have any questions on the Ultra Hardware, 43550, storm door, lever, handle, lock set, or any other Ultra Hardware product, please feel free to reach out to us.